morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Wednesday, the 17th of December, just as it's got a little bit chilly. And of course, the silver price went through $66. There's no stopping silver at the moment, but that shouldn't come as a surprise to listeners of this podcast because we have been pretty clear all year that silver was one of our top commodities. That's why I went to Mexico in the summer to find the best silver producers out there so that everybody could make hay whilst the sun shines by investing in them. Just to remind you, I saw Avino Gold and Silver, Sierra Madre, Guanajuato Silver, and Luca Mining. There's still plenty to go for in all of those in their terms of equity. Not only because the commodity prices are going up, but also they're probably going to, we've already seen Guanajuato Silver doing some interesting M&A activity. M&A activity can obviously drive share prices as well. Anyway, morning, Paul. How are you?
Good morning. Just fine, thanks.
Sorry, I was having a little bit of a rant there, wasn't I? Well, not a rant, but, talking away. Right, news today. Let's start. Well, actually, there's a few things out today. We've just been talking about certain commodities. Andrada Mining had a quarterly production update, didn't they? You could argue what's there not to like. Andrada's got lithium, tin, tungsten, tantalum, great commodities. It's in Namibia, safe country. What have they got to say, Paul?
It was a production increase, is what they had talked about specifically with their quarterly statement here. More tons going through the plant and more tin being produced. And it doesn't hurt at all either that the tin price went through $40,000 here just recently. So they're definitely on the right side of this particular story and right side of the story operationally as well. They talked primarily about the tin production here and not as much about the lithium ridge lithium exploration they're doing in joint venture with SQM. But they did add a third drill rig there, which would indicate that, at least from SQM's viewpoint or the joint venture's viewpoint, but it's worthwhile doing that as far as what potential scale might be on that when they finally produce some results there.
Yeah, the market's actually knocked them off a teeny weeny bit this morning, so that was obviously all anticipated. It is up 70% over the year. Sounds a lot, but actually 70% is not a massive move for a commodity stock. We've got many of them up 2, 3, 4, 500%. Talking of which, we will be recording on Monday, the 5th of January, our New Year special with our tips on stocks and commodities. I'm sure listeners can't wait till that comes out. It'll be very exciting. But anyway, there you go. Monday, the 5th of January, we'll do that. Right, moving on. A stock that actually has had a pretty tough time, but seems to be changing its spots. Jubilee Metals, Paul.
Yes, that's right. They published their full year results, and part of those full year results is they gave us the outlook on their copper guidance out of Zambia operations for next year as well. Next year in copper, they'll produce at least 4,500 tons of copper metal. That would be more than doubling on the 2025 production rate on what has otherwise been a challenging year of trying to scale up the activity there in Zambia. They did also sell off in this past year the chrome and PGM operations in South Africa for $90 million. Even so, for that $90 million, the revenue contribution from South Africa was increased by 41.6% to $265 million US from 189 million a year before. So in my mind, I would, as an outsider rather than a shareholder, I would be interested to hear more from management as to the rationale of what were the driving motivations to sell off the chrome and PGM assets. Revenue from continuing operations otherwise was down by 18% due to some of these production challenges that they had, and cost of sales on continuing operations, which would be the Zambian operations, rose by 36% to $15.5 million. So it all is a Jubilee's ongoing story now, all pivoting around Zambia and getting that copper output up much higher from what they're trying to get done. So they're going to double the copper production for this year, they say, and it wouldn't surprise me if they might double it again in 2027.
Well, Paul, if you can get hold of the management and Leon Kurtz, you've done better than me. I've been trying for about 5 years with no joy. Um, it's still a 100 million market cap. I mean, it's a serious market cap company. And this year it's down 17%, which is pretty awful. Actually, in 2021, it peaked at over 20p. It's now down at 3p or 3p. Maybe they should talk to analysts and commentators more. It might help their share price. Anyway, good luck in that challenge, Paul. Right, what else would you like to talk about?
Well, we had this suspended company, Neo Energy Metals, come back to the market as of today. It had been suspended back in February for having failed to produce annual reports and accounts. So, Neo Energy Metals put out two press releases today. First of all, their restoration to trading. And second of all, just what are they going to do as far as getting refinanced here in order to uh, take control of these initiatives they have in mind, and specifically that's uranium and gold assets in South Africa, where they're working to secure up to a $25 million investment, which would include a deal on 3 million sterling worth of convertible notes. This is uh, assets that Sibanye-Stillwater has held for some time in South Africa, and Neo Energy would like to essentially take over the Bisa North and Bisa South uranium and gold projects and the Beatrix 4 mine and shaft gold complex there in South Africa in order to put them back into production.
Yeah, we also had a small placing of about £1 million from Cora Gold, didn't we, Paul?
Yes, we did. That is, they got some assurances when management went to visit the Mali government, I think, and since their full exposure there is in Mali and West Africa, they getting some assurance for shareholders in order to help them with that placement of £1 million was probably pretty beneficial, I would say.
Yeah. Right, anything else, Paul?
That's all for me for today.
And that'll do for me for today. So back tomorrow. Thanks.
Uh-huh.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.